What's up, guys? It's your boy Dave, back with another talking episode of Grow Goodies. So, I'm going to dedicate this video to what I've learned so far. That's the thread of this video. And we're not gonna go crazy. We're not gonna go too deep because I think I've learned a lot so far. But I want to hit kind of the highlights. First off, I'm a big fan of the fabric pots, the big fabric pots. I already kind of knew I was gonna be, but if it suits my busy schedule, not having to get in there in water every day or every other day, just the maintenance of it and the being able to get in there and just kind of enjoying the visualness of the plants. I think the big fabric pots are where it's at for me. I almost want to say I would have gone 30 gallons, but I don't think I have the space for that. And carrying those around at first might have been a problem. But this size, I think, is great. Second thing, my idea initially was really to keep, because I do have other plants, non-medicinal plants, in the grow room. I wanted to keep everything, I don't want to say like centralized, sort of. My goal and my plan for this is not to just have a tent filled across, a sea of green, if you will. This is not my purpose. My purpose is very much filling the pot space and then kind of upward without it going too much into the lights, because we do have other plants at different levels. Now, the other plants that are in here are, like I said, non-medicinal, but they're part of a business that we have, in this household, and so they're super important. The medicinal is not a business, right? This is for me, for us, for friends, and for my enjoyment, truthfully. So, as weird as it may sound, it's not really the priority. It's the piggyback, if you will. But I really do enjoy it, and I really do love it. So I'm happy to do it. But I do have to take those things into consideration. So I can't overcrowd the tent entirely without jeopardizing, the other plants. So far, the way I did it the first time, if you guys are following along with videos, I started topping super early. Arguably maybe too early, but I started topping super early to really try to get as many tops as possible to form the bush that would then spread out to fill, the 20-gallon tent, and to have as many clear tops as possible within that, pot space. So, which I believe I accomplished for the most part. I don't think minus the weird plant, I don't think any of the plants have less than, about 20 confirmed tops, which to me is pretty good. I don't know how that compares to others, but to me that's pretty good. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Very possible. But I think that part of it was a success. And I do like that. Now, with all that being said, you don't know till you grow, right? So with the following run, which we'll talk about in a minute, I do think I'm going to wait a little bit longer before I start topping. And if I increase the height of where the canopy is going to end up, it'll be okay. I have room to do that. So I think that's okay. So if I let the plants maybe establish themselves a little bit more and then start topping to that point where I can get more and more and more tops, I think that'll actually be better in the end. And it'll give me a little bit more room on the bottom to work on that mulch layer a little bit, to get my hands in the dirt, which is part of the thing I love about this. And maybe, just maybe, it'll give it a little bit more stability. You know, it could be a fluke. I don't know if it has anything to do with this or not, but you know, I had the Blue Dream Citrus Snap ended up being a male, and maybe because I topped it the way I did, it delayed showing sex. Very, very possible. So I'm gonna let the plants establish themselves a little bit more the next round, and then see where it goes from there. See how that works. Again, I'm very happy as of this moment. I'm very happy with this run so far. Obviously, while you got mistakes, you got things happen, right? And that's okay. But you know, I purposely left the two plants that were potential problems towards the front of the room, so that I can access them easier. I think that was a smart move on my part, because you know, having to pull everything out of the tent and then back in the tent, you know, it's not great. It's not great. So leaving those accessible was smart. I really wish I would have somehow figured out the sex of this plant sooner, but again, what can you do? It is what it is. I haven't messed with anything with teas or anything like that. Not that I'm scared or anything. I just not there, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm just not there yet. I've got all the goods to mess with teas, but I just haven't done it, which is okay. Maybe I'll do one before this is all over for flower. There's plenty of nutrients in the soil, and letting the plants work for them is fine. I know making things a little easier to get for the plants is can only benefit. So, it's definitely something I want to do and have a part of the the growing process for me. I just haven't been able to do it, and again, we have plenty of time to get into that. But I think they're in a good place. Other than that, the soil, the mulch layer seems super good. The cover crop grew in really great, and some of it continues to sprout up, which is kind of cool. Even through the working, of the top dressing and everything else, some of the cover crops still kind of new cover crop sprouts and things, because I did put quite a bit of seed into that layer, which is really cool and good to know that I can have cover crop in there and it do well. We'll see when we get to the second half of this run, because this is essentially we just finished the veg period of this run and we're just starting the flower period. So if we look like we're going to get any issues, we'll address them as we go along. But that's pretty much it. I mean, those are the things I think I've learned so far. A couple things that I want to adjust. I learned I need a lot of practice sexing plants. But the important thing I think is that we're in a good place and we're having some fun. It was obviously super disappointing to have spent all that time and effort into this mail. What are you gonna do? You know, you'll learn. That's it. That's all you can do. It's gonna be time to plant for our next run. So we got choices to make. I do have some more PFG. I think I'm gonna hold off on that for now because I'd really love to be able to take clones of that plant, and I haven't really learned to do that yet. So I'm gonna save those for down the road because, you know, once they're gone, and there's no really getting those back unless GT does another run of them somehow. But you know, he's like me. I think he likes to move on a little bit. So, or I'm like him. I don't know which one it is. But so we did. Thanks to a big shout out to, you know, my friend over at PhotoSynTech. I won an ILGM gift certificate at one of his contests, which was dope. And so I got 5 different feminized seeds. I've got Agent Orange, I've got Sunset Sherbert, I've got Skywalker OG, some Banana Kush, and some Strawberry Cough. So, you know, I don't know what I'm going to plant yet. We've got room for six guests. So it might be a thing where I do 2, 2, and 2 of something, which would be fun, or it might be 3, 3, 3, or not 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, I should say. So I haven't decided yet. I lean on variety. I think I get a lot of enjoyment from variety. It's the spice of life. So, and I haven't really grown. I don't know if I lean towards the fruit bowls, if you will, or not, but I might do Skywalker OG, some Agent Orange, and Banana Kush. Although the smell of the Banana Kush and the Strawberry Cough in the same room could be pretty intense. But I think for the next run, more than likely, again, no decisions have been made yet, but Skywalker OG probably be in there, Agent Orange, and Banana Kush. I definitely haven't grown any Kush before, so that'll be interesting. But I think that might be a cool variety. I am going to do some research first before I make that decision, just because I don't want. The trouble with mixing intense is that, you know, you could get a stretcher and it's, you know, a short boy, a guy like me, short and stocky, and that's fine. But if I can help it, I would like to, you know, have samesies in there as much as possible, or as close to samesies as possible. So, looking forward to that. That'll be the start of the second grow, Photo Periods grow, which will be a whole other series altogether, and we'll document that separately. And we're gonna get ahead of it because I don't want to post them all at the same time. So we'll get a couple weeks ahead of it, and then start uploading that material. So that'll be fun. Anyway, guys, that's what I've learned so far. If you're enjoying this content, make sure like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and just have fun with us. All right? Thanks, guys.